Hello, hello, this is Imaginary Villain, and it's once again time to get back down to game dev. And the continuing struggles make Poppet Quest playable? Yeah, in short, well, hopefully short order. Still trying to hit the end of, not this week, the week after that on a Saturday to release the prototype. We'll see how it goes. Start the music up. I need to set up a better system for telling people I'm streaming, which, I'll get around to that at some point, maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm sure these are the things you just kind of pick up along the way, like, oh, that was a good idea. I can remember to set it actually public, which I once again forgot to do. Listen, it happens. So some of us more than others, but for me it's bordering on a meme at this point. Yes. Bordering on a meme indeed. Oops, I don't want that. I just want the actual link here so I can post it in there. Yeah. All right, so where was I at last time? Last time I worked on the menu system and set every single spell to target based on the mouse. So I reworked the mouse system, so now the game works entirely off the mouse. Left moves everywhere. Well, almost entirely. There's keyboard shortcut keys, of course. And then, let's see, go in here. In order to use the abilities now, it's selected with the mouse button, and then it actually creates targeting things wherever you're at. And you just right click to use them. Except for things like the heal, which doesn't do that. And for anything that's a projectile, it now just follows wherever the mouse cursor is at. Everything also levels up, so with greater costs and everything of the sort in the menu. Which I didn't think about that this would actually cause. I put the 3D character here, but I didn't think about that the version here would be whichever version is currently what we're using. In this case, she's using the 2.5D images and then the 2.0 images, actually the 2D images in the story area. Anyway, you can level these up now. It ups their damage, their cost, and everything of the sort. All this has been done in the last one or two things here. It's just been upgrades there. You can also, I put in a system here to upgrade stats, kind of. I only have HP and MP in here so far. It doesn't actually do anything yet. That'll be part of what I do today. Make that work. And then she talks about the objective, which in this case is not much. I don't have specific objectives yet. So an objective system will probably be maybe later tonight. First, I need a system for unlocking each new area. Because I haven't been able to be locked out by a variable, but I haven't actually had a way to up the variable without just having a character do it for you. So as you can see, the upgrades actually work. It ups the cost and everything. No, actually, wait. Oh, no, there's no cost in that. Okay. Making certain that this thing here, which is currently supposed to have a 0 cost, actually has a 0 cost. Yeah. Let me test something here. I think I'm gonna turn down the music in my ears so I can hear myself think. So I test this just to make certain it now costs. It should cost 5 at this point because I upgraded it once. Yeah, went to 6. Yeah, I did upgrade the level on that, right? Yeah, 2, 5. Use it. It costs 5. Perfect. Alright. So now that those are in place and ready to go. Oh, I also restructured the menu. And I have block on here, even though block I'm not sure what I'm even going to do with yet because it's just almost too good. And then I kind of have the ghost form upgraded by finding special items in the levels because, I mean, it's just invincible. It lets you travel through things. It's too good. It's like the block, but instead you can actually move around. It's not something I can just let the player have and just freely upgrade. Otherwise, everyone would just pump all their points in that and beat every level. It would be terrible. Okay, so now that the recap is done, let's see here. I guess I need the HP system set up here. I want the cost to be increased with each thing. I'm not sure how I'm going to balance that yet, though. I don't really want a fixed cost. I think I want a mathematical cost, so you could just literally keep dumping points into it until you get bored. It'll probably be in the status menu. So, I mean, it is in the status menu. Can I just recycle the same menu description? Well, I mean, I guess technically it doesn't have to do these. These add and remove those, so it's almost unnecessary. And then the NPC thing here decides the effects of stuff, not the item table. So you almost just have whatever I'm working at the very bottom, so I can just easily find it whenever I do this stuff here. No, I think I need to make a special one for stats. Yeah. I guess this will go in here. We'll just do some copy-paste stuff real quick. For no other reason than I didn't feel like typing out the first thing, which, in hindsight, probably wasn't anything amazing or worth the time to do, but whatever. Stat upgrade, I guess? We don't need the EID here, because I'm not going to set a self-variable. How am I going to do the calculations for this, though? So stats definitely what I want to do here. And then we'll definitely have a switch statement for that stat. Because, well, I'm assuming I'm going to have more than just like 2 stats. That's why I'm not doing an if statement or else ifs, because, well, else ifs are an abomination. If you can avoid them, you probably should. If not, well, you know, they do have their function, but they're just a real pain to read. I guess I could just make the last one spirit points for like the ghost form. So this one I'm going to leave for later. I'm not going to upgrade it right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this do a dual function here. So not only is it going to decide based upon the stats and everything, but it will also have a option for if it just changes the or announces a cost and provides a message for the player. How the message system is so wonky for RM. It's because I've used too many people's plugins. my own message system is not really tied into RM system, so it doesn't. It just kind of goes around it, which is good and bad. It's great for just pasting things all over the screen and stuff and putting a bit of text over someone, but it doesn't really have the text windows and everything, which I guess I could do with the visual plugin. I could essentially fake my entire system. It's terrible for the choice menu though, so I don't really want to code a whole choice menu when one's already there. It seems kind of insane. I did that in UE. A whole choice menu system. It's a lot more work than you think. I think it was about 20 to 30 minutes to do. And I followed a tutorial, so, you know. Yeah. And it was based on the AI chains, which is just... didn't seem like the easiest way to do it. Alright, so, I guess we have one called upgrade, and it'll just be a yes or no, right? Equal to true. We will do these things here. Else we're going to do what's down here, and it'd be so much easier if there was a global level for each, wouldn't there? Because I have to basically establish that here or there anyway. And because it's the player stuff, it's not like I can stuff self-variables on it easily. I mean, I guess I could code in my own self-variables, but it doesn't really work too well with other people's stuff. We'll just have a global. And I guess it's just gonna go here. I guess what's called goes from all the way. I kind of want you to have all the spirit points. We'll get to that though. It's not that big of a deal for me doing that right now. Okay, so we do that. Actually, and then at the start of the thing, let's default them all to 1. We could try to work this into RM's built-in system. But one thing I've learned is that RM's built-in system takes a lot of work to do anything with, and isn't very efficient at pretty much anything you do. So, not usually my favorite thing to do. It's very slow and honestly only really designed to work literally within its own system. And if you try to do anything else with it, be prepared to fight it tooth and nail to get what you want. And so I don't. I put these in numerical order just because it'll bug me otherwise, at least for these 3. And then that means in here I can actually just call upon that. Let HP level equal game variable value. I'll just call them at the start, and then I can just write HP level or something like that. 46. So 46, 54, and 59 are the ones there. 46. And then, let's write SP level. Speaking of which, I'm just going to change this all to SP because I don't really want to type ghost form every time anyway. Oh, nope, not HP level, SP level. Max SP. I think everyone can figure out what it means. It has a picture of a little ghost by it, so it should be pretty obvious. Alright, so we have those. And we'll have variable number so I can cheat this even more. Actually, don't type the word variable, that might have some additional ramifications for typing that. Number equal 0 in this case. And in this case, HP was which one? HP is a 44. This collection of music is not as good as I was expecting. We'll pick the next one there. I'm just going down all the Dark Fantasy Studio stuff, and half the tracks sound the same. It's just a running gag at this point. I'm just gonna delete the other one there. They were terrible. Or not, it doesn't want to let me do it. Whatever. I know to delete that one. Okay, so HP was 44, 57 for, I can say the max one too. I'm going to migrate that over to the side and just pull the numbers out of it. I'm sure you can't see the list on the stream, but you can see me type in the code, so close enough. Everyone briefly saw the list a moment ago. So we'll make the variable number equal to what is here, so at the bottom I can just have one command for all of it. So much easier that way. In variables, set value. And then in this case, a value is the other option. Value, actually. Yeah, value is going to equal HP level. Actually, let's make this multiplication. How much do I want this to actually upgrade with each cost? I mean, regular Diablo, it's just like eat a stat point to, or eat an upgrade point to add +1 to the stat. But in this case, if I'm basing everything off of money, and money is an unlimited resource in the game, as long as you want to grind for it, since there's no actual direct levels, I can't really do it like they were doing it. Think about that for a second. HP is equal to 44. Oh wait, that's the current HP. I only need 2 of these commands. So when you upgrade it, it actually maxes itself out too. Let's see. And this one we'll just mark as stats, upgrade. Actually, max, current. Max value, there we go. A little more descriptive. Always make your stuff descriptive because Well, I mean, just look at all this crazy code. If I didn't make anything descriptive and I went back and looked at it, I wouldn't even know what it was. Just every variable name, make it descriptive if possible. Or add comments if the variable name can't be descriptive, like in the case of this where it's doing, at this point, triple duty for what it changes. So the max value for this one is actually 45, and then var number 2 equal 44. And then am I multiplying this? That's the thing to note. HP equal this should be defined in the opposite order. Since I'm telling you what bar number 2 is right there. I'll get the current HP of the player. Oh. Value 1, and I guess value will equal 0, and value 2 equal 0 as well. So I'll define those up there. In which case, there's no need to define this here. Value 2. Value 1 is going to be equal to, well, value 2 plus I guess each upgrade can just be significantly better. I mean, I'll try it like that. After all, the first version is just going to be whatever I come up with. I don't even need the times in there. It's just HP level, and then this is just going to create continuous upgrades that get even better with each amount of thing there. But I haven't figured out what the cost will be. I think we'll figure that out here when I'm going to have a setup here on the else where you can figure out the costs. Actually, I want to calculate the cost either way, right? Because I'm going to have the cost subtracted from both. Yeah. I guess that's what I'm doing. I get the feeling I'm making this more complicated than it's going to be, but I also want it to be very expandable for more stats too. As soon as I come up with other stats that I want to upgrade. Oh, someone messaging me a whole bunch on the Discord. That ain't important. Someone's playing with ARM's battle system. Yeah, you know, ARM's battle system is not friendly for doing anything. You lose a lot of functionality in it because it's just in a completely different system than the map system. It's terrible. I'm telling them that the battle system is its own animal to mess with. Not a great one. Okay. So I guess it's just going to be every time you upgrade it, it's going to add that, which means HP level needs to go up by 1 if you do that. 46. And it's just its own value, so. Oh. Don't write it like that, otherwise it'll mess with variable 47. Or variable 47, not what I want. Okay, and then. Okay, so you have the max there. Oh, actually, there's no reason to have 2 different values for this, is there? Actually, there's no reason to set 2 different values for that. Because they're eventually both going to be the same there. Because this is just a courtesy of maxing it out for people. But technically, the system would do it anyway. Wait, why is that unreachable? But this one is? What's inside the switch statement? That's why it's being done. No, not being done. Why I'm being done. Okay. Second. Format this selection so it looks a little nicer. Okay. System seems kind of convoluted and not the best choice that I've ever made. That's okay though. Gotta bring up the listing of all the other variables here. Yeah, let's sit over here for the moment. Yeah, I'm just gonna make them really good, like upgrades, so people have to pay for them. And just, you know, if they want to grind for that, like make it where they don't do as much damage. I don't know. Or they get spells more often. I could make the amount more fixed. I don't know, this scales infinitely though. Some of this scales infinitely doesn't seem very good. Balancing this is going to be a nightmare. I can already tell. Just a nightmare. So MP level. For now, I just want a system in place. It's not really about making it perfect for now. And then for MP, the variables that I'm using are currently, let's see, max MP is 58. This is why you should just use the built-in system, because the built-in system would mean you wouldn't have to do all this stuff. Is this the best way to do it? No, probably not. But I'll make a better system later if for some reason there's a reason to. Alright, so it gets the value of that, adds MP level to value, and then in this case, it takes its current MP level, which in this case is 59. Do I want to cycle the same code for all of them? Probably not. Also, I don't need to type these out. I can actually just have which one they are. That was the reason for setting that in the first place. And then for the SP levels, when are those set for the player? 49 is currently that one there, but I also need whatever the current one is. Oh well, I'll get that in a second. Yes, in a second, yes. Also, I guess I'll put this on the forums too. Because why not? Maybe I'll get a free downvote for my troubles or something, I don't know. Say stat upgrade system. Yeah, tonight's plan is to build a stat upgrade system and a progression system. And then probably I'm going to upgrade the enemies. That on there. I wish it gave me a link before and that I could always just use. Area unlock system. Let's see. Okay. So here we go with this. And I need 54 for the max. And then the level is 59, so that's already in place and ready to go. So the last stat I actually need is whatever the current amount is for the ghost form here. Or is SP just 50? Well, it looks like 49 and 50 are the numbers. Wait, then why? Am I doing something a little weird here? Okay, so 49.50 is that there. I guess that's the only one they have backwards. All the other ones actually have the max as the second number, but in this case, I have the max as the first number. Huh. Yeah, no, that's actually like that, all of them. Interesting. Let me sure I'm not making a weird mistake by looking into something dumb here. Oh, that's all right. Okay. I am confusing myself. Not always the best decision on my part. Bugs me to not have these there, I guess. Probably shouldn't have copy and pasted the code without them. Also an excuse to kind of think it through while I'm doing this here. I don't know. And how are we calculating costs? Um, I guess I have a switch for the cost, and then it deducts the cost. Else it just returns the cost as a number that I can use in... Yeah, I guess the else is simply returning the cost because I'm going to write the actual message inside of RM, and then I'm just going to use this. So, do I want to set that to a particular variable to return the cost? I guess I'm going to have to do this twice, aren't I? I don't want to do it twice. But I kind of have no choice. So I'm not going to need to set the variable on this one. It's just going to be each one of those ones there. So cost is equal to HP level times I guess I gotta upgrade by 5. Well, I want this to be somewhat costly, so I want you to get a lot of things, because every time you kill an enemy, you can get like 1 to 3 things, so... Let's say 20. I don't think I need much else for that. This is literally just returning a number. And I could have made this in a way where I didn't have to retype these things, but... That'll be an improvement I make later, probably. I think... Maybe... I don't know if I care. Maybe. I think this one will be way more broken. Way more costly to upgrade. Okay, and then... In this case here, what variable am I using for gold? Since gold is the end-all, be-all, everything resource at the moment. I may make something different later. Did I not rename this variable? Let me double check and see what I actually have it as. It's this number here. It was originally stars collected because it was from the Touch the Stars game jam. Yeah, so 52. In this case, they're not stars. They're actually doll parts. Because that's their currency, that as all these dolls are getting destroyed by all this combat, they just use the dolls as currency, like the pieces of them. Maybe for nefarious reasons, I don't know. Maybe they just, I don't know, maybe it's like bottle caps in Fallout. They just, they're there, they're convenient. It's not like dolls have a mint that makes, coins for them or anything. Gotta use something for currency. It's kind of hard to carry them around, though. But I'm not going to worry about the logistics of that. I'm just going to assume they're all hoarders, or maybe they just pick a section of the attic and that's theirs, and they just kind of drag doll parts to places where they want to buy something. Yeah, that's how it's going to be. Sure. I'll set the actual number there. So it's just 52. Okay. So variables set. Oh, actually, that's set value. 52. And then I'll type null parts instead. Minus the cost. Current all parts. I guess that'll work for now. I mean, like I said, we're not worried about balance at all. I just need a system that's in place that scales infinitely. Technically, I could put all these on the player object. I think I already did that for animate, but it's not really keyed off of using those numbers here yet. So I could switch those. That seems like a lot of extra effort right now. I think I'm just going to stick with this system, and later on I'm going to move it to this system, because I was halfway on that, and then I realized I was never going to get it done if I didn't stop going down rabbit holes. Seems like a horrible plan to just constantly go down rabbit holes and just hate your life. I don't know about that plan. I mean, I've done it. That's why I got all these weird systems. But overall, not the best plan if you ever want to finish. I guess I'm just console logging all of them. Yeah. Don't go to capitalize console. Console.log. So I don't gotta type this every time. 52. Our number 2. And then I guess stats. So I don't necessarily that is. Value 1, sorry, just value, and then value 2, and then between some tildes we'll have all this so I know exactly what it is logging. And the reason I didn't log cost there is so I'm just going to log it up here. Okay. So the first thing it's going to do upon running this here do I even have a thing that lets me use the variables like that? I guess I want another choice inside of a choice. Choiceception is just getting realer and realer and realer. All this, I really haven't played with the built-in dialogue system all that much. It's usually just making all these crazy things on the map. Let's do a variable here. Grade info, yes. Sure. In this case, it's going to be status menu, stat upgrade. Can't type now. That upgrade. In this case, HP. And we'll make upgrade false. So I'm not actually upgrading it. I guess I just put the cost here. I think this works. And how long I've used this, it might just be that. I might need to introduce a plugin for that. I don't remember which did it, but whatever. Well, and then I just need to borrow this information real quick. And we do a script command. True. I'm just putting placeholder dialogue. I'm gonna go through and change it all. I think that'll work. He says as he pulls wires out of the ticking device, going, "Yeah, it'll be fine. One of these wires is gonna disable it. It's not gonna explode, probably, maybe. Poke and prod until you figure out exactly what you're doing. It's perfectly fine." I didn't put a restrictor on the cost, so it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to show up the cost here. Sure. HP. That part works, sort of, except for... Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the console. That's what I was really looking at. Ah. Yeah, you know it would really help if I marked it as not a variable and instead just a string. Like I'm supposed to do. Yeah, it'd probably be helpful. It'd be funny if I write the entire function just fine, and then the thing I flub up is the actual command to use the function. That sounds about like me. Oh well. It happens. That's weird. I really need to put a weight on that. In fact, well, I'll take this really fast and then I'll look. Alright. Oops. Well, let me do a quick thing here. Where did I define this thing? I think farther up in the status menu I actually put quick thing for that, and I need a weight count. That's how you change the call menu to do a common event instead. Just literally just call menu and just game temperature common event. This weight count was originally part of it. I've tried lots of other things and I usually just comment it out in case I want it later. As I tinker with all sorts of stupid things. Alright, and 490 is the culprit. Of course it is, because I'm just forgetting what strings are today. If I ever become a really successful streamer, I look forward to the day that chat gets to tell me what an idiot I am with how I program. In every way. And they'll be right. Listen. The way I end up doing programming is usually just experimenting and breaking things until I get the job done. And over time I've just gotten better at it, but I still make all kinds of weird errors in syntax, just all the time. So that one does not work. Okay. Can I forget to save you? And it says 490 is not defined. Oh. Once again, just a dumb mistake here. I copy and pasted these things, but didn't bother to actually do it after I adjusted that. So here's actually telling me that I actually corrected a mistake that's going to happen in the future after I would have fixed the other ones. I did it in reverse order. So I was just helping future me out, that's all. I kind of want her standing inside the little thingy. So that'd be cool. Also, that needs to be way over there. Alright, so okay, let me go ahead and move off that because it gets really annoying hearing that looping even when it's not actually what's up. Okay. So here's our juicy information. Cost works fine. And as you can see, HP did upgrade. It does say that there. Let me go check there. Let's do it again. Yep, now it upgrades by 2. Oh, so I'm going to have to return the upgrade amount. Okay. Oh, I didn't do the code for the other one anyway, doesn't matter. I'm blanking on the chat code for that. If I even have a chat code set up. Huh. Well, chat code? I think that's a VS thingy. It might be. I don't know if I can actually do that in here. I'll have to look that code up in a bit. It won't be very familiar on my stream. Sometimes I just forget simple, stupid codes. I thought it was a slash followed by parentheses with that thing inside it, but I don't remember what they used. They used something. Okay, well, first of all, do it in this order. I could try the VS message plugin, but I think it fights with the other one, the choice manager thing, so I don't know if I like using it. I guess I could see. It would be a quick solution that might get thrown out later. But for purposes of this, I'm all about the quickest solution. Let me do a quick test to see if it even works with those other ones or if it just breaks everything. Work. Yeah, okay, so those two cannot live together, but the Galv message styles looks better, so I will need an alternate solution later. in the short term, I think I'll just leave it there as a placeholder. And then I'll look the code up later. So I will experiment with this potentially being the code. I don't remember which one it was, but maybe this was it. I don't know. It doesn't super matter. Well, at least we know it works. Am I going to need to return more information than just that? I could also just do it inside here too, so I can skip these kinds of things here. Am I doing that? Oh. I guess without knowing how to put that code directly into the chat at the moment, without it having that plugin, which could easily just break for all I know, I'm probably just going to go with the theory of just set it up so it works, and then update it later. Because as long as it works, I don't really care. So that there, and then yeah, it's probably fine for now. I was going to add an additional thing there, but it seems like it's unnecessary if I can't actually add it to the chat yet. So it might just be that this will be the temporary solution to the problem. Oh yeah, I animated the character now, so it's just sitting in the menu for reasons. Oh, we removed the cost perfectly there too, so that's good. I also put a window behind these things, a temporary placeholder, so that they weren't so whited out by the bloom that you couldn't see it. Because bloom makes the game look way better, makes everything a little more mystical look to it. But things that were already really light colored are really hard to see with bloom. So I don't know how I feel about that. For some of these icons, I might want to change what they are, knowing that. But that's another time. And yeah. Yeah, not this time. All right, so the last thing I need in here until I well, it's mostly the thing to prevent upgrading if the cost is unable to be paid. So just an if here, pretty much. Nothing too fancy on this one. Variables dot value 60, which is the cost there, plus actually there's no plus there, it's just greater than 8. No. This is 52, right? I was thinking. So 52 minus 60 is greater than 0. I forgot to type value on the other one. Oops. It's greater than or equal to 0 for this. Let's copy and paste this down on all of them because I'm going to need for all the ones anyway. I don't even have one for SP yet, so I think I'm never going to. I think that's going to have its own separate upgrade system. Which I don't even think is even going to be in the prototype, to be honest. I think I'm going to leave it out. Or maybe it'll be just a secret collectible things you can get. Oh, actually, probably should put an error message in telling the player why it didn't work. Might be helpful. Okay. And do that here. This one here. It's a jank upgrade system. It ain't pretty. But the first menu system that I had here wasn't very pretty either, so whatever. Not gonna ruin my world. Probably won't anyway. I mean, it might. It's okay though. I guess I'll live. Sure. Okay. Great stats. Won't have enough. I'm also going to give her the ability to give out some free doll parts for this. Free doll parts for purposes of this test. After where does she get all these extra doll parts? A little creepy if she's just, you know, hoarding them somewhere. But I guess they're all kind of doing that. A lot of the dolls are cannibals anyway in the attic, so it's fine. I guess they're just eating other dolls. So if you count all dolls as the same thing, then they're cannibals. Otherwise, they're not all of them actually eat their own kind. It's mostly the Annievils. They eat their own kind. They're very creepy. All right, where is she at? Right there. 1,000. Perfect. So that one costs 20. 40. 60, not a problem. MP. Yep, cost 20. Perfect. And it upgrades the stats down there at the bottom. Exactly what I want. So other than needing a way to display it in chat, I mean the messages, it should be perfectly fine. Okay, so that is good enough, I think, for what right now. Later on, I'll probably do some additional improvements. I am considering I could actually just have individual buttons. So I kind of like just having everything available here, so I don't have to have a million buttons in here, because I might actually want to have a legit set of options up here to switch between. Or the other option would be to have the stats up here as a thing. Then they kind of cover her, which would be that great. And then this could almost be the thing you talk to switch the menus if you wanted. I really don't have that many things I want to switch to. It's kind of its own little thing here. There's a lot of functionality that I want this. I think this is probably fine for now. So then that means my next plan is the area unlock system. So I guess my question is how we unlock in new areas. It could just be you have enough of the tarot cards, and it's just of the total max tarot cards. Like every increment of 24 tarot cards you have opens the next area. Which is probably the easiest route to go by, to be honest. Because it's kind of set up like that, so... I guess the only problem is if you exit an area and then go back in, you would be able to get more of tarot cards. And I don't like that. So I think I need to have an individual set of tarot cards, like variable for each one of the levels. And just an array it's pushing into, because I already have an array for each for the tarot cards. And then the array will have I'll just check the link to each array and add them together. And if all the links are, well, if the length of each array is combined for enough, then it would open up an area. I could have multiple areas that open at a given time too at that point. And right now it's kind of restricted on how much each area is open, but yeah, I mean a much more robust system for this here. Being able to exit the levels really does mess it up. But I really wanted to just completely remove all the tarot cards from your thing if you exit the area without actually beating it. I think. Because otherwise you keep going back in and it'd make it just easier and easier, I guess. You could just keep resetting it, and they would spawn in different areas. And I kind of want to be more like a level you go into, not a cave that you can keep going back in and killing just a couple things and leaving and all that. Doesn't, I don't know, like solely explore just seems kind of weird. Yeah, I guess I just have an array for each. How am I doing this here? Let's see. I have to remember how I had it even set up in the first place. All right, so let's run over these things here. They have their own puzzle thing to go through, so let's look at that. I put everything in common events if I'm going to use it multiple times. Oh yeah, I'm using this method. This is a system I need to set up for art as well. This art had puzzle pieces to collect. And each of these events needs to look like its own thing, so well, if I want to make a thing where it literally just has the actual remaining ones spawning and forcing you to go get them. And then here I could actually just have it where it removes itself from the, like it tries to spawn itself and then discovers it's already been collected and then removes itself. I don't know if I like that though. It just really seems dumb. Like you go in there and collect a few, take a little damage, and then just use the exit, and then go back in and collect a few, take a little damage just to use the exit, and you wouldn't actually have to really fight your way through anything. It wouldn't really be that challenging. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. It just seems like it'd be too easy to cheat the system and make it not fun. So, if that's what we're doing, let's run over this and figure. I need to remember how this was all set up, and then I can figure out how to plan this. So this goes to DM puzzle pieces here, and it takes 227 and whatever the piece number is. The piece number is just what's listed on the first page of this. But what is 227? It's been that long since I set this up. I have to remember exactly what all these things are. The map name. Okay. That's where we're using map name. Let me see exactly what it's putting it at there. I'm going to load up a level, but on the map builder, at the very end, we're going to console log the map name. I legit set this up before I started having all of these health problems, and that was like 16 or 17 months ago at this point, so my memory for this is not good. What's worse is I did some updates to art and everything like that, and you know, this is the worst code in a lot of instances for that, but some of the code here is just much better. So let me see what this says. F8. Game variables dot value. Yeah, okay. Well, so you know, syntax. It is the arch nemesis. One does not question it. So, yeah. I don't know what it is. I just see all that, text there. It's not colored in or anything like that. It's just much harder to read. But also after a while, it just kind of all blends together too. I just see so much code. It's a lot sometimes. How helpful? 0. Nice. Let's go into a level and see what map name comes out as. I remember this being kind of a wonky system in the first place, so I should probably do something about this. Tarot? Why would I name it Tarot? What is going on with this variable? This is a bizarre scenario here. Okay, so 227 is just set here to the word tarot for reasons I don't get. Maybe I was doing this test a while ago or something, or like maybe a week or two back and forgot about it. Yeah, right here. But for the HUD maker, I actually have location set as something different. Interesting. Let me see here. I think it's in the status menu. $234. Let's use $234 then. All right, so I should have deleted that first. I guess it's a little clear for now. Okay, so and the puzzle pieces we're reading what again? Oh, I see. I do need that. All right, so I'm gonna set this up in the area setup. That seems like the most logical course of action here. So that would be in DM. Are you the one with something that's been changed? I don't remember I even changed any of these files. Did you change something in you? No. And you maybe? That would be awkward. Nope. I don't think animate changed anything, but let's double check and see if it did. Nope. Is there a change in NPC that I made? I don't think so, but nope. Maybe it's in the mouse thingy. I must have left a change in there I forgot about. I don't know what's in there, but something. I always revert it if I screw it up or something, or undo and then hit save. That's fine too. We've already established this works, so I don't need this. Save there. Alright, so from the area setup here, am I changing that there? I don't have different puzzles set up and everything like that. It's just the same tarot cards for everything. The original system was set up so I could have different pictures that they were trying to collect, and that was for art. Am I going to set that up here? I kind of feel like the answer is no. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to set the game variable here. So everything is in one place. And we'll leave it as Terra. Because this governs what's spawned in the first place, so this would get set before things were spawned in. I don't know why I listed as map name. It's just a stupid name for it. I'm going to change the variable name to something else. It just doesn't make any sense to call it map name. I guess collectible. Yeah, sure. I don't need to do anything else with it. I just wanted that part. Okay, so solving the mysteries of why I did things way back in the day. Oops. I'll stay there, not bring up something in a different window that's clicked on. Let's go continue back through the code there. So now we know that that's the thing that dictates the name. That's all it really does, is dictate the name. Oh. But here's the thing. I have to dictate which array I want to pull from because I have different arrays already set up. I did this not that long ago too. I don't know if I need a remaining because the remaining when they're, well, I guess maybe it's full of the actual variables that are being used. I'll have to see, like, if it's actually just pushing all the event IDs into there, which it might be, that would mean that I would want to have both. Let's do a cool kid screenshot of that so I don't have to remember. I do not need that. I'll do this off screen for a second so that people can't see what's happening on the other screen. Mostly just chat messages. I just need a screenshot of what's going on here so I can actually look back through and see what I programmed so long ago. And what weird changes I might have made along the way too that are just silly. Map race. A goes on. This just checks to see if it bumps into other events. If it can successfully move up after and have it different, just basically successfully move up, then it adds itself to the array. Otherwise, it continuously tries. Move up. Actually, do I already have a system in that moves them around? I essentially teleports them around? I might. I think it's missing part of the system here. It seems like it would want a random. Let's see, so if those are equal, then it should do a teleport. Oh, I'm going to add a little thing in here. Huh. Let me double check this here. Oh, I'm going to switch the music up too while I'm at it. Well, these are quite the upper after the other ones. And again, these are Dark Fantasy Studio Archives Volume 3, The Joke. So, I would expect them to be a little more exciting. Okay, so NPC page 1. I kind of feel like puzzle piece should actually be just added into these. Like, it shouldn't have all its own separate events. Because a lot of the code is just duplicated. And oftentimes keeping track of all these things is such a pain, having to find it. As you can see, like, what a mess it is looking back through this old code and just trying to figure out where everything is. Oh my gosh. It's like a nightmare. This is why you should comment your code. It's been almost 2 years since I looked at some of this stuff. And now I'm having to follow chains to figure out logic to figure out where everything is. It's just not the best. So I guess I could put it on here. Because really, puzzle 1 just has this piece number here, but then it goes to this here, which I guess does let them do the move up and bump thing, but they could also just try to teleport places, and if they have the same, I can check that direction, see if it lets them move up. They don't actually have to successfully move. That's what I originally switched to with these other ones here. So let's say I do that. Sure. This puzzle piece, even though they're not puzzle pieces, they're tarot cards. Code was based off Art's code, and Art had puzzle pieces, so now these have puzzle pieces. I guess I want to name them like a collectible. Collectible. Okay, so all right, so in this one here, it's just doing the exact same test. The only things that change here are these. So here it does that. It's a spawn table. It actually doesn't set a single thing beforehand. It only said something if this successfully succeeds here. Seems redundant. Successfully succeeds. Because just being successful and succeeding just aren't enough. You need to do both. Apparently. Alright, well. I do have the event OBJ already defined in this thing. Right? Just the EID. So not a problem. I don't want to have to find all this stuff again. You can tell how this is like the old method of doing it too, because I have big, long, verbose, spaced out names, which I don't use anymore. Oh, there is a collider code. What is the collider code? Wait. Does that even work? I don't think that even works. Yeah, that code makes no sense there. A common event doesn't have a collider. It's not on the map. Even if an event calls it, the collider doesn't work like that. I want it to work like that because I had to put it in every single event. But whatever. And the map array. I have no idea why I did it like that. It already switched this A on, so this is all just recycled code. And it's just enemy 1, I believe, is the actual... Or did I name it something different now? I think I did. Oh, nope, they're still called enemy, even though it's just the NPC. Originally, it just was the enemy ones, and then I had ones for bosses, and ones for destroyables. This one I don't even use, but it's just there in case I need it for some reason, I guess. I don't know. Mostly, it's already set up in so many different things that I don't really want to go to the trouble to renumber them, or just to make them all next to each other like that. So, for now, they can stay. Alright, so one step closer to everything being as homogenized as possible. Each of these didn't have to have like a couple more like unique variable things and that's it. It would be so much easier. But they do. Well, you know, for a music selection that's called The Joke, this does not seem like a track that would fit that theme, but whatever. So there's over 1,000 tracks in this Dark Fantasy Studio collection, and who knows what's in it. It's actually one of 2 Humble bundles I bought. The other one also has some Dark Fantasy Studio stuff in there, and I don't think it's all duplicated either, so that means that they just have that many tracks. It's just insane. I'm never again buying a Humble music bundle. They leave out the part where they're like, well, you're going to have to sort it. Yeah, I guess I will. Sure, it sounded cheap. Once you factor in the time, it's not so cheap anymore. Double check, make certain that works. Kind of a boring thing to have to do, but at the same time, I gotta fix this weird system. I have no idea what I was doing way back then. I mean, the system is only half there in the first place. Why has the mouse suddenly stopped working? That was interesting. Huh. It seems like it's working. Interesting. Anyway, I need to grab a tarot card, make sure this works. No, there's a weird lockdown on the mouse. Maybe that change I made to the mouse thingy was something that should not have been done. I did click save on it. Well, the card worked. The number is going up. It's a little wonky on its hit detection. Okay. That seems fine. I don't know what I did on this one here, but I was moving things in here, going to test some things out, and then I never really got around to it. I just copied this stuff in here. So let's just go ahead and undo that one, and I believe that one was already there. I don't care about the rest of it right now. And then we're going to see what page 2 has in store for us. For these here. Let's see. They actually use their 3rd page? Let me double check this here. Oh, I guess all the code's just sitting in these anyway. But why? I think that's my question of why does this page even exist? All of that could easily just be done on the first page. Yeah. I know why these pages exist, because of the issues with how the status menu works. And adding or removing things from the mini-map. But... yeah, this should just be on there. I don't understand why all this is there at all. It's just crazy town. Huh. Okay, well, let's fix that problem. This is the second Western thing in something called The Joke. Not what I was expecting. Not what I was expecting at all for this particular album. Alright, well, fair enough. Alright, so page 1 here. I'm just going to put this code here too. I'm just going to copy paste it real fast. Actually, I should do an OBJ here. I already handed the object up to it, so it's just easier than... well, I didn't hand the object. I just grabbed the object right here. I used to hand the object until I discovered that it would hand the... if you used a comment, it would hand the event interpreter, which is... or sorry, game interpreter, which is not what you want. No. Apparently I have a function for puzzle pieces, too, that I made a while ago. You know? I don't know why it's there. Not even gonna worry about it. Not important. No. Yeah, it's not gonna do it. No. Okay, so... alright. I think I'm just gonna keep that because A is switched on by the other thing, so I can just avoid needing to do that. And in this case, I don't want to change them all to Puzzle 3. I want it all to just say NPC 2. Oh, oof. But I want to fix one page at a time, too, so this might just be an unfortunate thing that has to happen as I fix these awkward events here. Ah, yes, fixing the code from I don't know how long ago. The worst part is if I go look at Art's code, it's a mix of some stuff that is just blatantly better than this and some stuff that is just strictly worse, and I don't know which was which. Since they kind of build off each other's code. But most of this code was from a game jam, you know, the Touch the Stars game jam, so quite a while ago. And they did kind of work on Art a bit afterwards. But Art also has some very different systems too as well. Because in that you drag things around with a trail behind you, whereas in this, it's a Diablo clone. You don't drag anything, you just collect things and that's it. You're just good. Nothing too special about that. Doesn't gotta be too special. I guess it just being Diablo and RPGMaker is its own special thing. Take that to be whatever kind of special you want it to be. Hopefully it's a good special. Why are there 24 cards in the tarot? Why didn't I pick puzzle pieces? Puzzle pieces are so much easier. You just sit there and, you know, you can break any image you want in the puzzle pieces without much effort, and then there's going to be maybe like 20 of them or something. And that was one of the comments I got on the game jam, was that there's too many cards in the tarot. It was too big of a pain to collect all. Plus the areas were a lot bigger too, and made them smaller. It's like, oh, a 200 by 200 map. What a good plan that was. It was not a good plan. Spoiler, it was a really bad plan. There, okay, so we're just skipping that one there. So in theory, this should work. Make certain I haven't broken the tarot pieces. Okay, gotta go in the levels to do that. I still have to investigate the weird puzzle piece function that I made a while ago, and I have no idea exactly what it even does. I think it had something to do with naming the puzzle pieces, which might actually make a pretty big difference. There's still something weird with the mouse going on. Interesting. This problem did not exist until recently, and I was screwing with the mouse earlier, so it's probably almost certainly something I did. Oh, okay, well, we can see that they don't spawn. Because there are no tarot pieces. But all that was sitting on the second page was this, and then cell switch B. To make certain that I didn't forget something when I was setting this up. This track started out very different than I was expecting it to go. Those first few seconds where I thought a nuke was about to go off or something. It's just air raid sirens or something, and then what's this? Huh. It's called The Joke, though, so good joke, I suppose. Well, 227 is already set by this point. Well, let's make certain it's actually getting all the right information. So let's see where the break in the information actually is going on. And I think that's the only thing I really care about there. Yeah. All right. Oh, that's right. The one time where tildes is actually something you can't do. You can't have a tilde and then a parenthesis and then another tilde. It will cause issues. Otherwise, I pretty much use them over all the other string definitions. It's just all the time. It's just so much better. The extra functionality is just too worth it. And the downside of doing it is that one error there that I encountered. Alright, so sometimes the self variables get a little finicky. Oh, I think I remember what I did wrong. They need a spawn table on there. That's right. Yeah, because the spawn table is a fish. I just didn't tell it to use it. Whatever. Just not going to worry about it. Just not using it at all. It's fine. It's all good. Smart. Alright, so these are collectibles. No, with the way I have this coded, you can't Just set that in a comment. I mean, I guess you could. You could have literally a comment that just sets this, but nah. Ideally, once I've done this initial setup there, then I can just keep changing all the events very easily. I was running a lot of things in common events, but unfortunately, with the way Game Interpreter works, it adds a lot of extra code to every line, and with the amount of code I'm executing, it really does actually start causing lag issues. You really don't want to, Game Interpreter involved if you can avoid it. Calling it just once for the entire function is just so much better than calling all of the Game Interpreter stuff every single line. It's just exponential amounts of extra code just tossed on there that just don't need to happen. That should fix this, hopefully. I still need to figure out how to make the left mouse button trigger things. Because Q Pathfind just doesn't have that functionality. And then the one time I tried it, well, actually a couple of days I tried it, it just led to everything getting locked down. They are there. Yeah. They are there, but they are not showing up. Huh. Alright. Well, then the next thing to check, as we can see they're showing up there. Go ahead and save this for a second here. Actually, save that. Split it to the right. And then we're going to go down here on DMs. We're going to find the tarot cards and see if it's actually hitting those or not. Okay, tarot appears a bunch of times, for sure. Rincon. I guess the puzzle piece thing is literally just names it tarot. Okay, so based on the name of the map, it's just assembling a different map name based upon which thing I give it. Okay. Guess I didn't want to have to do that manually. Fair enough. My puzzle menu is not currently being used. Tarot image. Let's make certain it's even reaching this code. It should display things for it. Yeah, it should be fine. There's a weird timing issue that's involved in this where because it's recycling all these different maps and everything's just being built along the way, it will sometimes destroy images before they're even available because it'll try to add the image just as it's doing the command to remove all the previous images, which it probably doesn't technically have to do in that order. It's an old way of doing this that seemed to work, but I've since improved it a lot. It is in fact getting to that code. Right there. So this is executing correctly. And it's already handing the image name from the other thing there, so should have done this too. Console.log style, since style is the actual image name in this instance as evidenced by up there. It's also the map name for both these. It doesn't get changed now. Make certain the name is correct, because I could be trying to load a name that is just wrong. I get the feeling this is some sort of dumb little mistake I made somewhere. A little syntax there or something. At 2:51 a.m., my syntax error rate goes up so much higher. But this is the time that I can actually stream, so... Normally the time I tend to do art instead, where it's pretty hard to mess up art. It's just like, ooh, shiny. Perfect. Oh, the mouse is having a bit of issues there. That's interesting. It isn't logging him at all. Not a single one has been logged this day. That is strange. Oh, that works. Huh. Wait a minute. No, NPC one, they're not. I thought they might actually be switching their self-switch A on. An additional time here. Everyone else uses an A, right? Yeah. Identical to that, sure. Oh. I believe I know what I have done wrong. And that's that part where I just forgot to copy part of the code. Yeah, forgot to copy it. The image isn't displaying because I never told it to. Good job, me. Who knew you actually had to give your plugin a command to display an image, you know? Your image plugin that's literally waiting for you to give it commands to display images. Like, oh, yep. I just expect it to know what I'm thinking, evidently. Not anymore. Alright, so that should fix the problem. Why does it seem like half these tracks are the same track? We'll switch them up. Sometimes I think I just got completely tricked by these people, and that all these tracks are literally just slight variations of the same handful of tracks. Just 'cause. Get the old ones out there real quick. Also, half the tracks are like seamless ones, and the other half are the full track. But I can't imagine any world I'm gonna use the full track when, for most of these levels, I'm just gonna be looping the music anyway. So it seems like I just want the seamless for everything. Maybe if I have some touching moment, but probably not gonna work like that. All right. Anyway, with that set up. Oh, that's right. For whatever reason, Krita, this art program, seems to really not like ARM very much. Well, that's kind of weird lag thing going on there, too. Alright, check something real quick. Sometimes Steam does not want to close things correctly, or sometimes RM just leaves things in RAM too. Yeah, it's these Qt web engine processes sometimes just get left by the engine. Huh. Did I have something open that's interfering with this here? Maybe. And I have a lot of programs open, including all the streaming stuff too. I have noticed that something doesn't seem to like something here. Let's see. No, there's no errors going. I may do a quick restart here. Yeah, I don't know. All the tarot cards are there. Let me do that really quick. Grab one, make certain it works. Cool. Sure, whatever. We know that works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the engine real quick here. Then to restart Steam too? Maybe not. See if I can figure out why it's got that weird lag spike suddenly, because the code I changed is not going to cause that lag spike. I mean, the tarot cards don't even get loaded until you go into a level. It wouldn't lag on the title screen. Yeah, it was just being weird. I mean, sure, I'm pushing RM to its limits for the most part, but I need to buy a new mouse. This mouse is a little weird. Yeah, perfect. Alright. So that works. And then down the rabbit hole of exactly what in the world was I thinking with these. Puzzle 3 here. Originally I thought I was just going to be writing myself a progression system and calling it square. I didn't realize I was going to be sorting some old code that's just, yeah, not the best. Does MPC3 even exist? It'd be like MPC4. But in this instance, I actually run the code for moving around in there. And this is not something I can actually put into a into the plugin, because weights and let's just have a skip if cannot move as well. Because weights don't and moves don't happen within a frame, which is how long it takes a function to happen. There you go. Yeah. So, huh. I guess I could just add it onto NPC 4 here. But do I need page 3 for anything at that point? Or actually NPC page... Actually, we haven't done page 2 yet, have we? What does page 2 even worry about on this? NPC page 2? It does a whole bunch of things I don't even want it to do. Alright, well, fair. I don't really want it to destroy the puzzle pieces if they're too far away, because the puzzle pieces are necessary, so they just get respawned back in. And they're already based on the system that removes it automatically. So I think I might not change the other pages yet for now. But I'll mark the ones I no longer use, so this way I have some idea of where I'm at. Okay, so move towards player is perfectly acceptable. And if it's within a certain range, it gives the player the reward. That's fine. And it pushes it to here. This is something I'm going to need to change right here. It's pushing it to 284. And 284 is not that. 284 is... Okay, just the first one. So... At any point, where am I using 285? Make certain I'm not using 285 somewhere here like in Tarot or something, because I might be. Now 84 and 85. Okay. Why in the world am I using two different sets? The map goals, okay. So in the area setup, I could dictate these things here, which one it goes to, and I could just have it call a function there to do that. An area setup's already doing the work anyway, so I might as well just do that here. It's actually just way at the top, isn't it? So I don't want to set them all as a specific one, I guess. Or I have that run its own function and pull the array it wants to do. There's two ways I can go about this. I can either have this thing set them to like a global variable and then just have it work with that global variable. Or I have a function that checks for what the current name is of the area and then sets it only on usage. It doesn't use a global variable at that point. It just switches to whichever one it's supposed to use. If I use the global variable with singular one, I'll have to switch it back later, which seems like additional work that I'm not interested in doing. Okay. I talked myself into that one. Actually, always copy paste everything. It saves so much effort. All right, so I guess I'll respond back to this suit. Let's see. Explain that my entire unlock system is a mess from like 2 years ago. Okay, so we're copying this here, explaining what I'm doing, and then that also kind of gives me my own idea of what I'm doing. Collectible array, I guess. And then I guess map name? Sure. That's we can switch to this. Switch map name. And then case. I just numerically numbered them, so it's pretty easy. Otherwise, I would... I don't know why I'm doing it this way. Otherwise, I would probably spend forever trying to figure out what to name them, and I don't want to do that. It's just not happening. It seems kind of silly. So... so 284 is that one. So we're just going to do a var number here so I can be lazy and return just one variable at the end. Return game variables dot value var number. M is equal to, and that was 284. All right. I do actually plan to have a lot of these more themed as the game goes along. Like the prototype's not going to have all the other areas available. It's just going to have 6 areas with varied enemies and varied tactics, but otherwise, it's going to be pretty bare bones. It's just actually test and see if the entire collision system and just the whole Diablo idea for this even works that well. I think is the best way to put it. Because right now, you know, that is an X factor. It's an engine that was never built for what I'm trying to do for it, and I am making it work, but there's some things here that they could probably be better. It's true, they could. I think I'm gonna do a quick fix here real fast. I last backed this up. Oh, I didn't back it up recently. Uh-oh. I'm gonna copy the mouse plugin over, I think. I think I made some mistakes in doing it, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna work the way I want. Oh, okay. I'm missing. I really should have made a copy of it because apparently there's some changes that I changed the whole plugin. Whatever. That might be part of what I do here in a second. Let's see. So, Attic 2 will use 86, 80. Okay, it's just increments by 2. Let's make this easy on myself. I still don't know why I actually had the other array. I think I had an idea what I was going to do with it, and I just never used it. So... Sure. So now that we have that, and it's saved, we'll go to the next puzzle thing here. And right here, we're gonna let use Varnum just because there's anything there. It's like Varnum and Bailey's circus. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking it's just some sort of weird coding circus, which would describe my coding half the time. So, you know, that's fair. Varnum and Bailey coding. I'm sure I'll come up with a name for the second one soon enough. Villain. .em .collectible array. And then which variable was I even setting for this here? I think up here I was setting, yeah, 234 to current location. So let's do 234. Perfect. I write this code so it's expandable for use in art, so I can just make that game work off some of the same code, because there's a lot of duplicate code. I mean, the abilities will be different, the play mechanics will be different, but a lot of this underlying code it's like the same code. And then, or no. This is actually easy to check. I don't need a console log for this one. Because it's set into global variables, so I can just check the variables by hitting F9. Perfect. I'll get a couple so it can look all pretty in my collectibles thing. I need to figure out what's up with that mouse. That's not normal. Anyway, I have enough to prove that it works. Alright. So Tarot found is right there. Push to that. So that's good. No, it's not. That's not right at all. Because I just went into headache 5. So it should be setting... Actually, the issue with the mouse might actually be my mouse is just having issues. Starting to seem like that's the case. I may yet be buying... This mouse isn't even that old, though. I think I bought it like 3-4 months ago. Logitech's quality has gone way downhill. Yeah, it should be 294 it's setting to, but as you can see, 294 looks very empty. Oh, well, it would help if I looked at the code I was messing with here. Yeah. And this just straight returns the value. I put that at the bottom. Okay, so it is returning the literal value, which just means that this should just be at the top, first of all. Now, var number is that there, and then value is just going to be... Wait a minute. Don't do it that way. I don't want the contents of the variable. I just want the number of the variable. Actually, I don't really need to put this code in here at all, do I? No. No, I do not. No, I do not indeed. Otherwise, I need to push the EID if I do this. But if I push the EID, then I can just put all the code in one place and not have to find it later. And then if I want to port it to another game, it's very easy. And I just totally talked myself into that. So EID is now a thing this needs. And I will just borrow a quick bit of code that I use so frequently at this point. It should almost just be stapled to the top of literally everything. Because, yeah, it pretty much is stapled to the top of literally everything. The other real reason I like doing this is it just color codes everything. It's just so nice and easy to read everything instead of this other garbage over there where everything's just gray and miserable to look at. Yeah. Okay, so In this case, I'm just going to run this code here. It doesn't need the rest of it. Everything else can get pushed there. It's just going to call a command for that, plus this event ID. What is puzzle number? I don't know. Oh, I'm setting it right there to puzzle number, so maybe... Oh, this must have been a really jank way of doing it, where I was going to change the puzzle number and it would change which one it went to. Yeah, screw that. That's like some pleb way of doing things. No thanks. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of things I'm doing are kind of pleb way here, but I'm going to put a star by that to see if I need to get rid of it for later. And then I'm no longer going to set it. So I can check later if it even is seeing use or not. Alright. I don't know why that twice. It's silly. And then WinCon, and then calls the bubble array. I might actually have it call all these in there too. Alright. So then in this case here, it runs this. And then we're going to take this game variable value here. Now, sure, I guess let array equal just whatever. So I don't got to keep typing all these things here. And then in this case here, array is equal to value, and then we're just going to have our number. Just a array dot push. So sure. Array dot push, and then in this case, event obj. So I can set its self variable here. All right, so yeah, that's gonna be a lot easier. I don't need this, obviously. It would go infinite if I did that. This is obviously dealt with. So it's actually so this whatever. So then all I'm really doing here is var number here. And we're just pushing the array here. I'm setting it to the value of the array. Oh wait, I don't need to console log this at all. Once again, it's going to show up in there anyway. Space will bug me. Why? What's going on here? People talking about community lighting. Yeah, well, I barely look at community lighting anymore. There's enough people working on it. They don't need me unless I need to fix something. Or basically be head of the project when need to be. That's about it. Update the GitHub. Otherwise, I mean, there's enough help in those things. There's, I don't know how many pages of people talking answers, repeating the same thing over and over. Actually, had someone DM me about that again. Like, it happens every once in a while, and you know, I usually don't respond to DMs about it. Oftentimes because the plugin gets changed all the time, and I don't even use the plugin. So they add functions in that I don't even know. I gotta go look them up and deal with it, and I'm like, whatever. Yeah, the mouse is being a little finicky at the moment. I need to look into that. It was working perfectly, and then I messed it up. Mistakes were clearly made. Unless it is just a technical difficulty with my mouse. Possible too. Anyway, I got 3 of them. That should be enough to show me what's available. Oh, nope. Yeah, Area 5 turret found. Nice. Okay, so with that set up, we will exit. Actually, that is... I'm going to go this one. Good thing there's like 3 different ways to control this game, so if one of them is for some reason not working that well, you're able to play the game still. But it's supposed to be mouse and keyboard based, so I don't really think I'm gonna support gamepad necessarily that much. I guess I could, but I don't know. Anyway, this should actually be enough pieces just to check. So, area 2, right there. It also keeps the information from here. So then the next thing I need is a thing that increments the unlock. Right now the unlock is set to 6. So I guess WinCon can do it, or the enemies. Actually, the boss thing could do it too. Let's get the boss at 1 HP and then murder the boss and have it see if it unlocks. That's reasonable. Oh, but wait. On any level where multiple bosses spawn, that would cause an error. I didn't think about that when I was doing multiple bosses. Well, I do have a WinCon command that is run whenever a puzzle piece is collected, and that could sit there and check for the unlock. But then I could have a thing that takes them away from the player if they don't leave with the having killed the boss. And at that point, I almost want to have a counter for the number of bosses that exist, or something for whichever is the real boss of the level. I could just not do multiple bosses. If I don't do multiple bosses, then I can just have the area unlock me that, and it becomes really simple. But at that point, I want the boss to spawn only if the everything's collected. I kind of want that to just be a special thing you get for killing the bosses. And then just have the way to unlock the next area without having killed the bosses. Well, this is going to be a how does the game play setup here. How are we going to run this? Because they're both options. I'm asking the committee, I guess. That'll be one thing. As I start getting more Well, if I get more people watching, I can literally just ask the people. It's like, what do you think should go? That's actually part of the plan with this game. Is just to set it out there, with the prototype, and then let people offer me suggestions on what I should do, and I'll just program them and keep adding them in because why not? And then they can watch me do it if they want or not. I mean, both are fine. It's not going to ruin my world if they don't watch me do it, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if they did, because then they could point out all my really bad programming decisions that are going on. Yeah, the really, really bad ones that I've been doing. Usually syntax errors, but chat could just laugh at me. It's like, oh, you did that again for the third time in the last hour. Yeah. I kind of like the idea of the boss harassing the player the whole time. But I also like the idea of the boss being something that is just there that you have to defeat. Oh, I like both ideas. If the boss harasses the player the whole time, then I can literally just make WinCon dictate if something is unlocked and have them drop a special item if you defeat the boss. But if you just go collect everything and leave the boss alone, then you don't get it. Maybe I'll do that. I'll have like a two endings. If you defeat all the bosses, you get the good ending, and if you don't defeat the bosses, you get the shitty ending. Oh, excuse the language on that one. Listen, YouTube's content policy probably doesn't check like 2 hours and 20 minutes in or something. Yeah, probably not. Okay, so where was I? I think I want WinCon to handle it. I really do. And then I'm just going to spawn something special if you beat the boss. Because right here where it spawns the boss, it could also trigger the WinCon thing. So, the unlock thing. Alright, let's set this up like a champ. I think I have it set right here, areas unlocked. Let's set areas unlocked to 1. And we're also going to have the player spawn way over by the other one and not omega far over to the side. So we'll spawn them at 20, I guess. That might be about right. The map is just absolutely massive. It is literally 256 wide. With my patented tile set, the Dream set, which looks a lot like this. It's just a blank tile set. It's just literally nothing. It's just 2 things. Just so I can have collision and remove the other tiles. That's it. That's all it is. Originally, I was going to make a game where your character was stuck in a dream. That's where the name came about. And I just haven't changed it because it does the same thing with every one of them. Why would I change that? That is weird. Oh. There was actually a brief moment today where I had 3 concurrent people watching. I mean, for a guy who's been doing this for now 16 days, and I actually didn't do anything on the weekend during that, so this is the 15th stream. But some of the test streams were all done in the same night, so I've only been doing this a handful of days, so that's not bad. I mean, you get people on Twitch who've been there for months, and they don't even get one person. Here, I figured I'd at least have an audience of, at least a couple people. Not many, but that's okay. When you're just starting out, like I say, unless you're going to shave your head and call yourself Asmongold, it's not going to happen. You can't. You got to be bald to be pro streamer immediately like that. Dude's been streaming for like 10 plus years. Clearly, that's not how it works, but whatever. Anyway, 249. So variables, not value, 249. Set it to itself. +1. I could have just clicked the other thing and looked. Whatever, I'll bring the console up on this one. Okay. And I heard it's that where you can change the amount required in order to shorten the wing con requirements. The only reason I have the arrays is so I can know which ones I have and haven't been spawned yet. Okay, so that is like that. For some reason she's traveling slow. There's kind of a glitch with that. It's weird. Sometimes she's a little slower than others. I don't know what causes that glitch either. Huh, okay. That's letting me enter. Oh, okay. It needs to be set to 0. Sure. I haven't even included any kind of story yet, but I don't think I'm going to include much story for the prototype. I think it's going to be really just the simple stuff here. Oh, it basically saying it's a prototype, you know, just to test this out. You can check it out on YouTube if you want to see how I made it or something. I don't know. Very meta. All right, so we get this. Let me bring up the console real fast. Any question why the console is broken? Nice. Try that again, little buddy. All right, well, I don't know and I don't care. It doesn't matter. I can fix it later. But I can still do this test. Right, like that. Actually, there's one right there. For some reason, it's not changing the speed very well. It's like an issue with the mouse. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, I see. I see, I see. I did not add an S on there. Good job, me. Good job, me indeed. Like I say, if I ever become a popular streamer, they would have laughed at me for that syntax error, so. Twitch chat will be an endlessly better programmer than me. Not exactly challenging to be a better programmer than me. I've definitely spent some time in some coding areas, and you know, listen. I just hack things together. I mean, I've got my own plugins that do the job there, and I've found out ways to make it all work around the system, and I've coded enough generic JavaScript to have some idea on how things work. Yeah, there you go. I'll just assume I don't know anything, because if I assume I know anything, I'll quickly discover I don't. So let's just get that out of the way and say I don't. All right. Why are we 0? Gosh, my YouTube watch time has just gone up so much for this. It's like it's been up by over 999%. But I mean, previously I was getting like none. So it's tiny little videos, and now you'll get people who watch for like half an hour or something. So that's automatically like more than most of my videos will get all by themselves in hundreds of views. So there you go. Streaming can be a good thing. We have another fun error. weapons. What a weird error. Huh. Alright, so... But, this... Maybe it just doesn't want to work like that. Fair enough. Well, 249 plus 1. Just to double check, I am outputting the right one, right? We're not in Crazy Town. Yeah. Also, does 249 get used anywhere else? Because it might not. Oh yeah, she can set the variable. But she's not running it. Okay. Oh. No, the issue was just literally that I forgot set value. I was like, I know this works. I've done it before. Alright. I get the feeling if I streamed at an earlier time, I'd have more people watching. I may have to look into doing that potentially. I haven't streamed for like 2 hours and 38 minutes. It just kind of keeps going. I didn't really notice until I just finally checked with intention of going, oh, how long have I been streaming? I don't even know. I just like doing it, so I don't know. I mean, I would be sitting there doing this anyway. The only difference is I'd be talking to myself significantly less. But when I did talk to myself, I'd look infinitely crazier. So here I get to say, yeah, I'm streaming. Therefore, I don't look crazy at all. Yes. Yes. Okay, good. Status unlocked. Now, let's leave the area. That one's enter-able. That one is locked, okay. Let's see if the next one unlocks. If so, then we're good. Sometimes the mouse moves a little finicky. I need to figure out what that is. It's really irritating. It was moving so well and then I messed it up. There, it's working perfectly. That might just be an issue with my computer. There's a strange issue with the USBs in this particular motherboard and processor. Unfortunately, Newegg didn't take returns for their broken product, so Newegg lost a customer forever over that one. Who knew that, you know, not actually bother to do that? What the hell happened here? Where are you at, lady? Okay. So now we know there's an error with the menu where sometimes it just jumps to the middle of nowhere. Can I trigger again? No? That's weird. I don't know what caused that. But yeah, after they did that little thing, they're just like, "Nah, man, we're not gonna refund this. No, no, you're stuck with it. Like you can get like a bit of money off this bundle if you want for this item." And I'm like, "Well, how much is like? Well, we like $100." And then I get sent in, it's like, "We'll give you like $1.80." It's like, all you need to know about this is they are deathly afraid of PayPal. And the second I mentioned getting PayPal involved, they went from "we'll only give you this" to "let's talk to the manager." And within like 5 minutes, they gave me the money they promised. They are just absolutely just crapping their pants over PayPal. Good, good, good. That means I can trust PayPal to have my back. So that one is unlocked. That is locked. Alright, so we have a system that works. And it's set to only like 2 images required right now, so it's not exactly that great, but I'll set it up to the full amount later. The boss is already out. Okay, well, now we know there's a problem. So when it sets the area up, it also needs to do a bit more here. What's this one? So this needs one additional thing here because I want to know which array we're talking about. And I want to be able to call this just to set it up initially. Let me see what the code's like for where it's going. So for whenever it sets up a level, it goes to map builder, and the map builder checks for combat being on or not. And if combat is on, it does all this stuff. Wait, so WinCon checks what again? Let me double check this here. Yeah, it needs to pull this here. It doesn't want game variable values 84. Wait a minute. Like, this is just incorrect. Alright, so what is 249? Areas unlocked. That part's correct. Okay, so explaining what I'm going to do here as far as making the levels. You collect the items to unlock the next area, but if you want the special things, you have to kill the boss. It makes you the two ending thing. Kind of like Prince of Persia, the Sands of Time. Yeah, where you get to the time goddess at the end, and if you got this special sword, then you fight the Haken, which is like the evil time demon that's keeping her prisoner, or you fight the goddess if you don't, and you get the bad ending because you have to kill her. Okay, so I think what we're doing here. Because it's using the EID, I think what we're doing. It's going to be if EID is actually no, let's do switch EID. And then we'll have case, because I might use this in more than locations, so I don't know. In this case, WinCon. Right there. And then the default will simply be that it operates like it's currently doing. So in this case, it'll do this. Actually, this can just be at the bottom, right? Because at no point does it care. Yeah, let's just be at the bottom. Actually, let's do this here, and then because it's returning Varnum. I guess it doesn't need to return anything. It only needs to return it if it's WinCon using it. I'll leave the break in there anyway, even though it's unreachable. Just in case I remove that and then need the break there in the next time. Okay, so that what was the game variable for this? 234, I think. Wait, or did I already include that in the bottom of this, so we don't even need that? I did not. Okay, well, fair enough. That means I can get the information from here on the puzzle pieces. This is why I'm slowly compressing the code, so I'm not going to look all over the place for everything. Yep. Let's copy it that way. Oops. In this case, the ID is WinCon. Bar number. And does it check anywhere else? It's switching the names of those. But why is it switching 226? What in the world is 226? Yeesh. What a mess. Why did I do it like this? Mistakes were made. Area variables. I mean, 234 is already the name, right? So why not just use 234? Right? Because here I set 234 as a thing. Yeah. I'll do that. 234. Yeah. We already know this works. And just to double check, I'm using 234 for the location name. Yeah. All right. I definitely want like 2 endings for this game, I think. One where if you actually kill all the bosses, and then one if you don't kill the bosses. I'm gonna make you fight the final boss every time, but I guess I'll get involved with this story. I'm not gonna put the final boss in right now, so it's just literally gonna be option to kill those things because I haven't even animated the final boss. I'm still designing the final boss, which I don't want to open the thing on stream. I guess I could. One time I opened Daz 3D on the screen, it literally just crashed everything. I don't know if I actually have it rendered or not. Let's see. I might. Let's see if I happen to have... My concept for her was actually this here, which is like an actual ghostly girl who's, you know, because you got to remember, Puppet would be about at her shin. Like, Puppet's tiny. She's just a little doll. So even this girl, well, maybe at her knee. I mean, this is a young girl, so I mean, even with like there, like she's huge by comparison. So it's almost like Shadow of the Colossus going on here. But she is a ghost, so there is a story going on in this haunted attic. One attic does not end up haunted with all these cursed dolls and everything by accident. You got to do strange things. I had another version of her, though, that was much more demonic and evil looking. And I'm arguing between, do I make her an innocent victim, or do I make her so you feel bad? Or do I make her a monster? I mean, she's going to be kind of a monster either way. But how much of a monster are we talking here? Innocent victim? Or just malicious spirit? Maybe I have a story for it figured out, at least the basics of it. I think I like the innocent victim that's gone a bit bad because of it, after seeing these horrible things, as opposed to the other. I don't really like people who are wholly good or wholly bad, because this is just not how real people are. At least it's just this bizarre scenario that you see only in comics, and it's like, those aren't interesting. That's not good. I think I have everything set up for this. I wouldn't mind using Daz on stream, but the big problem as it's not very stream safe. Both in the fact that it did crash a stream one time I used it, and in the other that the dolls don't come with clothes. Or actually I said the characters don't come with clothes. And a lot of them are anatomically correct, so, you know, that would be not so stream safe. At least we can probably assume that. I don't know why this doesn't want to dash very well. It's very mediocre. Like, if you just click, it's good, but if you hold it, it's not very good at all. Huh. Well, unless I'm going to rewrite Q movement, I'm just going to have to live with it for now. And I'm not planning on rewriting Q movement or Q pathfind. Actually, Q pathfind governs the mouse thing, so. As enticing as that is, I really don't want to do that. The boss is here? Okay, good. So with the boss here... Yep. I definitely saw some like heavy metal tracks I got in this one bundle, and just got these crazy guitar things going, electric guitar, and I thought it'd be so funny if I just had like, you know, one of these Annie-Bell dolls in the back just sitting there just busting it out on electric guitar, just living her best thug life back there, just going crazy. Well, I have the resources to make such a doll. The thing is it's so many images to animate it. I don't know if I want to do that. I was trying to keep the thing a bit light, but it already is like over like 7,000 files for the game or something dumb. Unfortunately, 30 frames in 8 directions, you know? Actually, I found a way to do only 5 directions, but still, 30 frames is 30 frames, however you look at it, so, you know. That is still 150 frames of animation for each action, because you need at least 5 frames, because you can't recycle certain ones there. It does kind of mess some things up now, where one jumps back and forth between which hand it's in, but there's really not much I can do about that, like, unless I really want to just have that many frames, which I mean isn't terrible, I guess. Where's the boss at? I want to see the boss spawn. Oh, I just saw her briefly. There she is. Close enough. Alright, so jump out of this. I guess when I exit the level, it needs to check which map it is and then dictate where it's exiting to as well. So that's another thing I need to make a change for really quick here. End of the picture, and this one is not unlocked yet. Sure. I want a better graphic for it being locked as well. I'll figure something out. No boss yet? Can't the player move through there? I don't know. Sometimes the things are a little sticky. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I don't see the boss out here anywhere. That's fine. So then... I guess for WinCon, or for this other one here, it doesn't really matter. It's just going to return which thing it is anyway. So I can probably just recycle the same code. Or I could do exit. Just in case there's special code I want to run. I guess I'll do that. There's a very good chance I'll add something later that I'll wish I had added, so rather than do that to myself, it'll just return the var number. Maybe I'll just return var number at the bottom. Yeah, I'll do that. There's no need to do the other. Because even if you don't set it as equal to anything, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. It'll return a value that no one will use. Okay, that's fine. The world's not going to end. Okay, so the code for the portals is this. So... Oh, wait. I can just put all the code in here and then just have it spit out which map it needs to go to, can't I? That's fine. Right? Yeah, I'll see why not. Then I get to type all the code in here, which seems so much better. I'm just going to define X and Y anyway. Xloc, well, 0, Look equal 0. I don't like doing just X and Y. It gets overused too much and causes problems. So let's do some copy pasta here. No additional let. We just want this. Okay, so where is the portal for these? Let's. This portal is at 20 and 9, so. I actually want to push the portals back too, for that matter. I think I'll make a quick change here on those portals because they block the player, and I don't like that. And I think I actually have a thing set for effects here to do that, don't I? I'm pretty certain I do. Double check here. A lot of dumb ideas I've tried. Oops. Do I not have an effects here? Oh, it's right here. What if I made the Z like 1? Yeah. And then the other change I want to make in the portals where it says the message here. I'm going to put, I think it's just layer. Same. I'm going to double check that. I had too many commands. I can't remember everything anymore. Status menu would add it. So add. Yeah, it's just layer. All right. Then I don't need this console log there. Layer. Actually, no, it's just this doesn't use that set there. Oops. Message there. All it needs is same. This way, the player will go over the top of things. And then locked is going to say same too. The beautiful part of this is I changed this one thing there, and every portal in the game is changed to save so much time. Looks good. Same. Sure. And then when the portal exits you out, those I want to change, but this is the other one that actually needs to be changed. This is the main portal. Needs to be changed here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to set them all up. Portal setups is those. What is portal setup? Why did I make all these things? The other portals don't need this information, so it's just area, map, X and Y. So alright, so well, I guess I actually want a map number 2. It's our map ID, yeah. I mean, there's only one area that currently is not on the same map as is, but you can't make the map any wider than it currently is, so I'm forced to do some changes here. Let's see. So in this case, WinCon just wants raw numbers. So I actually do want this here. But exit would like to return it's transfer array equal this. We're going to return transfer array. Kind of a weird way to do this. I don't actually need to make a transfer array. What I'm actually going to return here is, I guess the order it's in. So was it map ID? Right, that's what it wants. That's why I like objects that just name everything, so I don't have to try to remember the order I put things in or have to double check. It's annoying. 27,935. But why? Why is the map 27? Really? That doesn't seem right because this story mode here happens on map 15. I don't even see a map 27. Or I guess the attic, okay. Alright. So I guess you're supposed to kick out to the attic, but it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that at all. Which means somewhere I made a change that stops that from happening. Which means I now need to undo this dumb change I made. Alright, so it turns on area reset, which doesn't even get used anymore, right? Does it? I guess it does, okay. So that's Portal 3. I don't care about Portal 3. What am I thinking? So when you exit, this map is this thing is getting really complex here. Exit Dreamfield, map selector. None of those are going to do anything, so it's these three that are the culprits that do things. Alright, so... Because originally it was a dream map, so that's why I didn't have that. Oh yeah, this is where I'm portal settled right here. This is the culprit. This is the command that needs to do everything. Because everyone calls this one. So... Alright. So it's just going to pull game variables value 234. Check some real fast here. Should split this to the side, but I didn't. Yeah, 234. That's already being called right there. So the information I need is already available under map name. And the portal thing wants me to return, well, it uses the object, but the map name, and then, so I have all the information I need, and then 15 there, so okay. And X and Y. So map name, and then map ID, and then X, then Y. Actually, X loc, and Y loc. Okay. Let's see. I don't think the prototype's gonna have much of an end versus just talk about potential endings. Going like, maybe. Okay. So it returns those, which means that's correct there. I'm gonna put these in the order that makes the most sense, purely for my sanity. Same thing here. All right, and we do this. And this. And this. This. 6 will be the only real one to test there. That's a big problem. Okay, so that's where the location of the first portal is. And then the next portal is at 109. That's how big this map is. And the next portal so it's gonna do that. Yeah, I guess I got rid of that. So yeah, it's at 149. Let's see, 140. They're all gonna be at 9, so that's very convenient. 180, 220. Okay, so 180 and 220. So 180. 220, and then this one's going to be at that, but it's going to be on the next map. So the next map is 18. Alright, so let's see. 18. And it returns those. And now armed with this information here. Bring a little copy paste here. We'll just type exit into there. Okay, so exit. Garden. The 0 spot in the array. Second spot in the array, and then the third spot in the array. All arrays count from 0 onwards, so if you're not big into JavaScript, just know that. It's helpful. Or you can just add 1 to the array position when you first push them if you want to count them from 1, but not that necessary. Alright, so I think that's everything I need. And I'm just gonna have that character unlock everything, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, I can just have her, I can do a dry run there. I'll go into each level and just grab 2 things real quick and see where it pops me out. Oh wait, let me double check something here. Okay, now you can't read it. So save might not be okay. I feel like the portal is above it. And there's a reason for this. And that's that I didn't give each one a Z. The beautiful part about my plugin is you can add whatever Z you like. And that's just now the Z it's at. Any Z you like, doesn't matter the number. It could be 1,000,000 if you think that's the number you want. Most of my stuff operates at -100 or so. I don't remember why I picked that. I'm sure there was a reason. It made sense at the time. And now everything's just kind of made that way because I'm not undoing it. Too much effort. Also, I just kind of control that area. Like, I don't have to worry about all the things that RM wants to put in specific locations. It's like, nah. And the effects thing, he still kind of sticks over it, doesn't it? I don't really want to put it at 0. It might need to not be at same. That might be a mistake. Now let's make a quick copy of this here. Just so I don't have to change things back if I decide I'd rather not have things there. Don't put the messages at same, but go ahead and put the portals where they're at. I think is what I'm going to do for now. All the remove commands have to have that too. Okay. Cleverly made event that I actually made for art. I didn't make it for this one. And now it's just kind of the portal event and everything. I'm not going to make a new portal event. I don't care that much. Alright. Hopefully that looks cool. This will probably be the last thing I do tonight. It's already 4:20, 4:21 a.m. now, actually. Yeah. Gets around the 3.5 hours of streaming mark, and then be good. It didn't really change a whole lot. I guess she's kind of a little more visible in there, I suppose. I definitely got where you can see it, though. I don't really think it needs to say enter twice, though. I'm going to remove that little part there where it asks about entering. I keep forgetting to do this stuff here. It doesn't need to do that. Also, I think it asks all the questions in this. She's the only character, well, one of the 2 characters that currently talks. Nobody else talks. Not worth it. Yet, because I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But, you know, we'll figure it out. Clowns are so weak. They're supposed to be the first enemy, though, so that's fine. Okay, so that enemy pops out. Perfect. Exit the picture. Yes. Alright. No tile map. What? I think that what that's actually doing is it's sending to a non-real location. Well, actually, it's already open. Alright, so the error is that I'm sending a map that isn't real. Those don't even matter. Actually, the exit dream filling is the thing. Oh. I'm just dumb. Right? Because I actually sent 4 things back and I didn't bother to use all 4. Let's see, collectible array, move up. Yeah, I just have one missing one here, that's all. Move this home thingy in there. Num 3. Because it's a 4-part array. And I'm trying to send it to things that just do not exist. Seems terrible. Maybe? Sometimes the actual console will stop you from closing the game. Even though you think that closing the game would also close the console. But nope. Not always how it works. Alright, do this. You know what? I actually wanted to say enter now because it's got her face there. But I might change what they say eventually. This picture. Sure. She's cute enough. She should be my, assistant. There we go. She can be the magician's assistant. I can be the man behind the curtain. Perfect. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Look at the waifu in the Harlequin outfit. Don't even worry about why she's in a Harlequin outfit. It's not Harlequin like Harley Quinn, but just like a original Harlequin, you know. The Italian, well, I guess clown is the best way to to describe it. Interesting. So here at the bottom, it does some weird thing there with that. Interesting indeed. Okay. What is even going on there? Oh, she jumps. And she lands? What in the world? Seems to only happen at the bottom of the map, too. That's going to be something to figure out later. Alright now, though. Oh, nope. Try again. Oh, when you tell it no, it actually doesn't have the portal anymore. Alright, so that worked. Cool, cool. I'm also gonna hit. Is there a boss out here already? No. It's pretty cool when I add in all the sound effects and everything too. Maybe I'll do that on stream too, and it can be. Well, I don't have people responding back to me, but if they did, I would have them decide what is good and what's not. I think it's causing some problems. This mouse is not that great. I think it's actually USB is not the mouse, but we're gonna blame the mouse now. Sometimes it just doesn't want to move. It just doesn't follow with what I'm clicking. It's like, Look at that. Perfect. Everything I've ever wanted in life. All right, you. I technically could fix that, but seeing as how that's not a feature that's going to be in the regular game, I'm not going to bother to fix it. I'm just going to be taking it out anyway. Alright. Area 2, real broken. Why is Area 2 broken? Area 2 is broken because Alright then, Area 2 is real broken. Because I didn't make changes to it after I made changes to how the code worked for my comparison thingy, right? Alright, so what we're really going to do is copy the portal for Area 6, I guess? Yeah, let's make a copy of these. I'm going to move them over to this map real fast. Temporarily, because I'm going to just yank the whole map over rather than redo all that just for the one map. That's 18. We don't need 18. We don't need a stinking 18. I'm reminded of UHF at this point. What a fantastic movie. Now I want to watch it again. It's been so long. Red Owl was so cool back in the day. So I just need to change this to say Attic 6, right? That's all that matters. I gotta grab this. So I guess right around here. Actually, let's put it over here. And this just needs to say Attic 6. Alright. And then I'm going to put a giant block in there to prevent this from going farther over, so you only have as much as the demo allows. Or that would be the prototype. But that's okay. We'll get to that. You unlock everything. I'm glad I made the ghost form so fast even here. really helped if I actually copy this. Actually, copy this one, paste it. That's 18. Good, good. Delete this one then. It would help if I checked that in advance. Oops. God, I get so much done so much faster on this. I'm just so focused. There's none of this stopping you to do all kinds of weird things. The mouse is still a little finicky. Okay, she does not have a very good distance on her. We're gonna make it like 300. I should actually streamline her and just spawn her in instead of doing it this way, but I didn't. But it'd probably be a better idea. Okay, well that's annoying. So unlock, sure. Okay, with all those unlocked, I can just go to the next map here. So two things need to be done here. First of all, I want to see if it's actually loading the right information here. Just a quick double check here. Area 6 Terraphone right there. Boom. Nice. So I kind of want to change it where it just says the number and not actually the word Terra. So that's something to think about for later. And then exit it. Yep. I think I might fade out and then have the thing zoom back like that. Oh, nope, wrong game map, right? Game now. Can't type currently. 9118. Does 18 not have a portal back? I'm gonna start rooted all right here, I guess. This way I have an idea of where these are at. Sure. Okay, there's another change I was gonna make too. Oh, I'll test this change. And then go from there. I already got a little past the time I wanted to stream today, but I wish I knew why the speed issue was there. It just happens. Huh. If you hold the thing down, like between the switch, it doesn't switch the speed correctly. It's a weird issue. Very wonky. I wish I could find QuickSource and be like, hey man, how much to fix your plugin? Well, it goes to the right map, but for some reason the portal does not open. There we go, it does right there. I find that acceptable. And also, one other thing I wish to change before I forget. And that's with the exiting the tree thing. Somewhere it's setting the camera. So, is that the event itself that's doing it? That does not seem like something I would... Oh, that's a status menu thing, right? Wait a minute. Right here, this is the event that does it. Okay, well, I guess I can't really do that unless it's the exit Dreamfield thingy. Actually, I could do that. So we're looking for if... I should have looked up the name. Dumb, there we go. If this is on... No. Don't turn it on. If it's on. Else do that. So if it's on... Fade out screen. Okay. I guess we'll give it a wait and then do that. That's fair. Doesn't matter which one I go in. And the mouse kind of remembers its destination. If you use the arrow keys, it'll try to go back to the destination. So, how do I feel about that? Weird. No, it does it anyway. So Exit Dreamfield actually does the, what's map selector? Huh. Kind of went down a rabbit hole of one last thing. But it's 4:41 a.m., so that this will be the last thing I do tonight. I am good. I do wish to wake up tomorrow so I can go to work. Otherwise, I'm going to be waking up really, really, really late. I work for myself, so my boss will understand. He'll be upset with me, but he'll understand. Okay, so if you're moving, what just happened there? What a weird glitch. Huh. When you merge everyone's code together, weird stuff happens. That's why I like making a lot of my own plugins, so then I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, so if you're walking while doing the menu, it does this. So I need a way to fix that. Close enough. We'll worry about it later. Alright, so I believe that is going to be it for tonight. Or morning, or day, whatever it is for you. For me, it is 4:42 a.m. and that seems like a great time to head off to sleep. So I'll catch everyone later. I will be back tomorrow night at 1 a.m. Pacific for more game dev. I'm probably going to do... I already have the progression figured out. So at this point, there's going to be some balancing, I think, of the enemies. And I'm going to have to add some new abilities in. Like the bosses are going to need some abilities and stuff because I really haven't programmed a lot of them. So if you're looking to see me program a lot of bosses and things, or just enemy attacks and stuff, or make particles, that's probably tomorrow. So anyway, I will catch everyone later. Have a wonderful night, morning, evening, or whatever it is for you. See ya.